Good morning, students. This is Santoshi, lecturer in mechanical engineering, working in JN Government Polytechnic College, Ramantapur. I am going to teach for 5th semester students. My subject name is refrigeration and air conditioning. In this subject, the topic name is vapor compression and vapor absorption refrigeration system. Okay, so previous class we discussed about the vapor compression cycle and on pH and TS diagrams, COP and accessories of vapor compression refrigeration systems. Okay, now we would be able to know the problems on COP of the vapor compression refrigeration system and and problems of on complete problems on COP of vapor compression refrigeration system. Before going to these problems, once again recollect the what is the COP and what is the vapor compression refrigeration cycle on PHTS diagrams and formula for COP. Okay, definition of COP is nothing but coefficient of performance. The coefficient of performance is defined as the ratio of refrigeration effect produced by the system to the work supplied to the system. So what is the refrigeration effect work produced by the system and work supplied to the system is commonly referred as COP. So okay, net refrigeration effect by work supplied. COP is the net refrigeration effect by work supplied. COP of pH diagram. See the diagram. First here work supplied. Work is supplied. This is a work. Is arrow mark is given inside. So this is the work input is giving to the compression. As the compression starts, the process of compression, the compressor increases the high pressure of vapor refrigerant sent to the condenser. Condenser. This condenser absorbs, rejects the heat, and vapor refrigerant converted to liquid refrigerant and sent through the evaporator and or expansion valve. Evaporator or through the expansion device or expansion valve. Okay, here in the evaporator where space to be cooled absorbs the heat from the evaporator. So the liquid refrigerant absorbs the heat from the evaporator. Here heat is removed, so heat is absorbed. So heat absorbed at the evaporator, heat is rejected at the condenser. This is the heat absorbed and heat rejected process, and work is supplied to the system. So 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4 and 4 to 1. This is the pH diagram. Okay, if you see the another diagram, pH diagram, pressure and enthalpy diagram, 1 to 2 process and 2 to 3 and 3 to 4, and this is the liquid state and this is the vapor state. Okay, next COP of TS diagram. See the 1 to 2 process, work input is given, and 2 to 3 there is a heat removed, and 3 to 4 and there is a 4 to 1 there is a heat supplied. So inside we are giving the heat is absorbed, heat is rejected. So heat absorbed and heat rejected. So this is the COP of net refrigeration effect by work supplied or heat absorbed in the evaporator by heat supplied. So heat absorbed in the evaporator is heat is absorbed in the evaporator by heat work supplied. So this one by this gives the net refrigeration COP. So net refrigeration effect. So the COP may be here H1 minus H3 by H2 minus H1. So H1 minus H3 by H2 minus H1. So H2 minus H3. H3 is nothing but small h3. We can consider this one is the H3 or H4. So H4, capital H4 is nothing but small h3. This is the COP of the vapor compression refrigeration system. The COP of vapor compression refrigeration system is equal to H1 minus H3 by H2 minus H1. Let us start the problems. Okay, the problem number 1. An ammonia refrigerant produces the 30 tons of ice. So ammonia refrigerant produces the 30 tons of ice. 1 ton equal to 210 kilojoules per minute. So 30 tons we have to convert it into the kilojoules per minutes. Okay, ice at 0 degree centigrade in a day. So that will become as a ice at 0 degree centigrade at a day. So the cycle works between the temperature 25 degrees and minus 15 degrees centigrade. The vapor is dry and saturated and end of the compression. So the vapor is how it is dry and saturated. So compression. Actual COP is the 60% of theoretical COP. So the actual COP is the 0.6% of theoretical COP. We don't know the theoretical COP. First we have to find out the theoretical COP, then we have to find out the actual COP. That actual COP is equal to 0.6% of a theoretical COP. So in this case you have to find out the theoretical COP first and then find out the actual COP. So calculate the power required to drive the compressor. So how much power is required to drive the compressor? So calculate the mass flow rate and how much of mass of refrigeration that is required for this process, that we have to find out. Okay, first COP of theoretical COP, then actual COP, and then how much power is required. Power is nothing but work done and power, and next mass flow rate of the refrigeration system. This is we have to find out in this problem. So before going to know as follows the properties of ammonia as for the temperature at 25 degrees and 15 degrees in centigrades, the liquid and vapor stages are given. The liquid side and vapor side. See the temperature of T1 and T2. So T1 is minus 15 degrees centigrade plus 273 gives the 258 Kelvin, and temperature of T2 25 degrees centigrade plus 273 gives the 298 Kelvin. That is the for adiabatic compression. So 1 to 2 is the adiabatic compression. So 5-1 the 1 equal to 5-2. So S1 equal to S2, so or nothing but we can consider as a S1. Entropy is constant. So S1 plus as find 5-1 plus X1 by L1 by T superheated, that is equal to S2. So but this we can get the X2 value as 0.89. Substitute all the values here, we will get the X1 value. After getting the X2 value, then we find out the here L1 latent heat equal to HS1 minus SF1. So find out the latent heat. Then latent heat, after getting the latent heat, find out the H1 equal to small h1 plus Q1 L1. So already we know that the H1 and small q1, that is Q1 is nothing but X. Here we use X is 0.91, that into that into L1 latent heat, that we will get the direct 1159.88 kilojoules per kg. So after getting the H1, find out the COP. H1 minus H3 by H2 minus H1, we will get the COP of the vapor compression refrigeration this system. This is the theoretical COP. So actual COP equal to 60% of theoretical COP. So actual COP is the 60% of theoretical COP. Then actual COP equal to 3.87. Now we get the 3.87 is the actual COP. Then net refrigeration effect per kg equal to H1 minus H3. Then net refrigeration effect we will get. Total refrigeration effect equal to 30 into 210. That is the kilojoules per minute. This is the total net refrigeration effect. Okay, this is the refrigeration effect, this is the total refrigeration effect. So what is the mass flow rate? Total divided by this will give the mass flow rate. Now, so how much refrigeration effect is produced and total refrigerative effect is how much. So based on that we have to find out the mass flow rate. So that will get the mass flow rate 5.895 kg per minute. Okay, so actual COP equal to W N by actual work done. So actual work supplied equal to N by COP, that gives the actual work done, actual work supplied 1627.9 kilojoules per minute. The power supplied by the compressor equal to work done by second. So work done equal to by seconds, that gives the 27 kilowatt. So kilowatt is nothing but here power required by the compressor or work supplied. So work supplied is nothing but power required. If it is joules per second, then it is called as work done. If it is in the kilowatt, then it is called as power. Next, the next problem. An ammonia vapor compression refrigeration system works between the condenser temperature of 30 degrees centigrade and evaporator temperature of 12 degrees centigrade. The temperature of refrigerant after isentropic compression is 44.5 degrees centigrade. The saturated liquid refrigerant is expanded isentropically in an expander. The specific heat of superheated vapor refrigerant is 2.94 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Calculate the COP. So properties of ammonia as follows is given. So table chart is given for the liquid state and vapor state for the H and S. So enthalpy and entropy, liquid state, vapor state, and then temperature is converted into degrees to kelvins. Okay, after that find out the formulas. By using these formulas, find out the x value, that x or q value. X1 value is 0.916. So find out the H1 value and latent heat value, and then H1 value, L1 value you find out. After finding the L1 value, H2 value, and find out the H2 value in terms of dry compression, dry steam. So H2 into Cp into T2 minus T2 dash. Then we will get the H2. So H2 COP of H2 equal to H1 minus H4 or H3 by H2 minus H2. So H1 minus H3 by H2 minus H1. That will get the COP of the vapor compression refrigeration cycle. Okay. See the next problem. The temperature limits of an ammonia refrigerating system are 25 degrees centigrade and 10 degrees centigrade. If the gas is dry at the end of compression, calculate the coefficient of performance of the cycle assuming no undercooling of the liquid ammonia. Use the following table for properties of ammonia. The temperature, liquid heat, latent heat and liquid entropy values are given. First temperature T1 to T3 is same. So T1, T4 is the same temperature. H3 and H43 is the same, and HFG2 is the values given, and HF2, HF1, HGF1, SF1. Okay. After finding this, draw the diagrams of temperature and enthalpy and pressure and entropy diagram. So dryness fraction at point 1, you know the entropy at the point 1. So find out the x1 value. So substitute the values in this formula. You will get the x value is so S2 equal to SF2 plus so we get the S2 value. After getting the S2 value, then since entropy of 0.1 is entropy is 0.2, so both are equal, then find out the x value, x equal to 0.91. After getting the x value, then find out the H1 value and H2 value. After getting the H2 value, COP is the H1 minus HF3, H2 minus H1. We will get the COP of vapor compression refrigeration cycle 6.8. Okay, 6.8. Next problem, in the vapor compression refrigerator works between the pressure limits of 60 bar and 25 bar. The working liquid is just dry at the end of the compression, and there is no undercooling of the liquid before expansion valves. Determine the COP of the cycle and capacity of the refrigerator if the fluid flow is at the rate of 5 kg per minute. See the temperature and pressure and enthalpy and entropy values here. For the pressure of 60 bar, saturation temperature is 295 and liquid enthalpy is 151.98 and vapor enthalpy is 293.29 and liquid entropy is 0.554 and liquid vapor entropy is 1.0332 and liquid and pressure at the pressure at 25, temperature is 261 and enthalpy is 56.32. Vapor enthalpy is 322.58, entropy is 0.226 and at vapor level 1.2454, 2.5464. This is the data for the problem. So here P2 plus P3 equal to 60 bar is given, T2 plus T3 equal to 295 Kelvin is given. Okay. For HF3 equal to H4, that we already know that Hg equal to H2. Okay. So based on these values we can find out the Hg1, that is a 232.58 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. So SF2 equal to 0.554 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. SF1 equal to 0.006 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. SG1 equal to 1.2464 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. See the diagram. So we already know the entropy at the point 1 and entropy at point 2, and find out the point x1, find out the both are, if you both are equal, then if I can get the x1 value, then in the entropy point 1 substitute x1, substitute x value, COP of nuclear H1 minus HF3 by H2 minus H1. If you substitute these values, you will get the 4.36. And capacity of the refrigerator, we know the heat extractor or temperature effective capacity produced as per the refrigerant. So refrigerant is whatever the refrigerant you are considered, based on the refrigerant we are doing this problem, and that since the fluid flow is at the rate of 5 kg per minute, so since the mass fluid flow is at the rate of 5 kg per minute, therefore the heat extracted is 5 into 114.97, that is 574.85 kilojoules per minute. Okay, capacity of the refrigerator is 574.85 by 210, that is 2.74 times 2.74 times equal to so to capacity of refrigerator 574.85 by 210, that gives a 2.74 tons, 210 kilojoules per minute. So within this class we learned about the problems on vapor compression refrigeration systems. Okay. Okay, thank you, student. We see you in the next class.